Hello everyone and welcome to another episode of Cinnamon Stitches. I am your yarn host Jennifer, and today I'm talking about another, well, yeah, we've showed it on the channel before. I'm talking about a creative reuse store. Now, I know some of you are going to say, what in the heck is a creative reuse store? If you don't know, I'm going to inform you thusly, okay? It's a thrift store of craft items and anything you could make craft or art with. They often have classes available for all kinds of art. Like all kinds of stuff. What kind of stuff can you find at a creative reuse store? Everything in the world. Like weird random crap. And it's anything from yarn to fiber to fabric to beads to kids crafts, pencils, crayons, markers. You know that big pile at the bottom of kids' toy box that's just filled with all that little pieces of stuff that you don't really know what it goes to? That stuff gets donated to these types of stores. Everything you can imagine. Canvases, postcards, old photographs, bottle caps, old prescription bottles, milk rings, weird random, like, what did Lucas find yesterday? A stopwatch. The time before that, he found an old counter that you just click it to keep track of like counting, and it had dimes, quarters, and you could click each one of the things. Kitchen timers. Vintage decorations for holidays. All kinds of paper goods. So I found a really huge, and I should have bought it, but I didn't. A really huge Happy Planner teacher planner that had all the dividers in it. It just was missing the month pages, which you could buy the refills. It was really cool. I should have bought it. I'm a homeschool teacher now, so like, I should have, but I have an entire drawer in the other room filled with planners that are undated that I could turn into a teacher planner, so it's not a big deal, but I collect them when they go on clearance, and I get the undated ones, and I use them for the following year. So I'm tired. I'm gonna yawn. It's been, if you didn't watch Monday's video, you will know what I've been going through and what is going on in this world, and I'm tired. I'm trying to drink caffeine. It is not helping to wake me up, but we're just gonna get through this. So Valley Creative Reuse is in Harrisonburg, Virginia. It is by the college my niece goes to, and she has been open exactly a year. She just celebrated her anniversary, and she started off in a temporary location and has moved into the bigger building across the parking lot. And her store is like, it's set up really nice. She goes and educates. I believe her name is Erin. I don't want to get that wrong, but I think her name is Erin. If I get it wrong, I'm so sorry. She actually goes and researches other creative reuse stores. She visits them in the area. She goes to conferences. She like makes sure she's doing the right thing, and she's really trying to keep herself educated to make this a viable business for herself and for the community. And she does special stuff for teachers, and they just signed up all of the creative reuse stores in my area, which I don't think any of them are more than 2-hour drive. They have all joined a passport situation to where you can get your passport stamped, much like the yarn crawl I went to last year. Or was that this year? Anyway, you have a passport. If you go to all of the locations and get a stamp at all 9 stores, I don't remember what she said happens. You get a prize, or you get to pick something. Something happens. You get a discount. I don't remember. I left the passport in Mr. Cinema's truck so I don't lose it, because I already got my stamp from her store, and I want to go down to Richmond to scrap RVA really soon, because I got to go down there anyway to Trader Joe. Take some deep breaths. Anyway, Scrap RVA is also in a new location, and I haven't been there since they opened the new store. And so I want to go check them out as well. This is the inside of the store. This is one of the things she had available at Ashford Spinning Wheel. The store is much bigger than its last location with way more to look at. It's beautiful. It's well organized. This is some of the yarns that she had available. Her price structure definitely has changed since the last time I went, and I was happy to see that because I think she was underselling some of her yarn in the past. This is 100%, looks like hand-spun alpaca, and she had the price of $30 on it. They marked $40, whoever was originally trying to sell it. It was really soft. Some more packs of yarn that I was unfamiliar with, so I left those there. This is the Arabella yarn from Hobby Lobby. I think might have been discontinued, or I don't know, they may still have it. Some more of the Bernad stripes for $5 a cake. And then she has a lot of fiber yarn that she made out of old materials. So it's like scraps that are balled up. And for some reason, I don't know what that wool was, but it felt really gross. Thrift stores always have a lot of white. You ever notice that? The reason I went to Valley Creative Reuse this weekend is because what's in this bag. She said she got some donations in, and one of the donations was an Ashford double treadle, so 2-pedal spinning wheel, and she wants $450 for it. They retail for almost $1,000 brand new, and it comes in a carrying case and everything. And I open it up and it's in great condition. It just needs a new drive belt. Not a big deal. Drive belts aren't that expensive. It's a really good deal for a spinning wheel. I love old Betsy. Is it Betsy? Betsy? I love old Betsy back there. She's beautiful. She works up fantastic. I really enjoy working with her, and I don't know that I could use a double treadle because my legs would have to be really close together for that, and like I'm fat, so I don't think it would work real good because I sit kind of wide-legged. I'm fat, you know. So I looked at it, I thought about it, and I was like, don't have $450 anyway, so we're just gonna leave it there for someone else to find it. But she got a donation of buffalo roving, and actually I don't think this is roving. I think this is just because it's not cleaned. I think it's what do you call it? What do you call it? My brain keeps saying hide. It's not hide. It's buffalo fur. I'm going to attempt to clean it up, and I will show you in greater detail in a minute. I'm going to attempt to clean it up and spin it. It's almost a pound of buffalo. Now, if you don't know, I have, let me get it. I'm saying buffalo in this whole video. Don't come at me. I realize that it's bison. I have known it as a buffalo my entire life, and I am not going to train myself to say bison. I know that it's an American bison, and buffaloes actually live in Africa. I understand that, so do not comment to correct me in the comments, because I will delete you. I know this. My brain knows it. I prefer the word buffalo, okay? They've always been buffaloes to me. If you say buffalo, I picture an American bison. I have this. This was gifted to me in Happy Mail. It is the tiniest little bit of 100% bison. It is 28 grams. It's 217 yards. This is from Windy Valley, Musk Ox, Alaska. I mentioned this in a video, I want to say 2 years ago. I don't have the heart to knit this into a hat, and I want to so bad. Because buffalo is amazing fur. It's so soft. It's ridiculously soft. It's really warm, and it's really lightweight, and it makes a fantastic yarn. I have researched this. This, on the current market, this tiny little ball of yarn retails for $65 in today's market. $65 for this. This was very generously given to me, and I have treasured it, and it is always back here so that I can look at it every day. I also have stuffed buffaloes. I have 2 of them. I don't know where I put the other one, but I have 2 of them. These were also both gifted to me. I love buffalo. The first time I saw a buffalo, and I've always wanted to see, and I know it's a bison, okay? I know it. The first time I saw one in the wild was at was it Yellowstone? Is Yellowstone the one in... Yeah, it was Yellowstone. We went to Yellowstone. It was the year my dad died. And it was also the same day my dog died. So it was... I saw a buffalo the first day. My dog died while we were on vacation. He got really sick. He had cancer, but like the pet sitter had to have him put down because he got really sick while we were gone. And we didn't know this because we were in Yellowstone and there's no internet connection there, and so he couldn't even get through to us. And then when he did get through to us, we were like, okay, if he's that bad, just put him to sleep. And it was a really devastating day, but at the same time, and it was a short 4 months after my dad died, and I was not okay mentally. Okay, I have always wanted to see, that's why we drove all the way up, because we took the girls, all 3 girls, so my 2 nieces, my daughter, and a little man, and we drove across country to go see Grandma and visit Grandma in California. And then on the way home, well, the whole trip we made like stops all over, we went all over the country and just saw cool places. We stopped in Wisconsin just to buy cheese. I'm gonna be real honest, like we did some stuff, okay? I've always wanted to go to Yellowstone. I've always wanted to see bears in the wild. I've always wanted like big animals. I love big animals. A buffalo is one of those. And when the buffalo came and blocked the road directly in front of our van, I cried. Like, I could not believe there was a buffalo right there. And not only when he stood there and blocked the road for a while. And I took pictures of him, and I loved him, and I was talking to him through the window. And he walked by my side of the van, and as he got parallel, my windows were not down, I was talking to him through the window because I loved him. He was my best friend. He's walking by like this, and he stops at the window, and he just went like this, and then went about his merry way as if to acknowledge me. And I cried. I cried. Like, it was a life-changing experience for me. I love animals. I've always loved animals. I love animals more than I love people. Like, just animals are... I should have been in the animal field. Had someone in my life ever told me, you can do this, go to college. Like, I probably would have... I would have been in something with animals. I just love them. And so, all of that to say, when she posted she got buffalo donated, I could not get to her store fast enough. It is not in the best shape. It's gonna need a lot of work. It is very, it looks like it might be dry rot a little bit. And the price I paid for it makes me upset that's a little bit dry rot, but I didn't examine it. I just wanted it, okay? There's a lot here. There's a lot here. Like I said, she weighed it. It was almost a pound. It was $12 an ounce. If you can do the math on that, it was over $150. I'm just gonna say that. I had a gift card, so technically it was free. It's beautiful. It smells bad. It smells really dusty, like it's been hanging around a while. And parts of it do feel possibly dry rot a little bit. Like I said, I'm gonna wash it. And we're going to see if we can spin it. I'm going to comb it out and get all the gross bits out. And see what we can do. Some pieces are longer than others. So I'm going to have to sort through. And we're going to record the whole process. From start to finish. We're going to record me washing it and sorting it out. And I'm going to just put it into one video. Because it does smell. It smells like it's been in somebody's basement. It doesn't smell mildewy, but it smells dusty. Like it's just been in somebody's house for too long. And all of the fluff that she got donated to her smells like that. Some pieces, like over here, look beautiful. Like this is going to spin up beautiful. It's longer pieces. It's going to spin up just fine. It just needs to be cleaned out. See that? I am thinking about maybe plying this with a white yarn. Like, I have Corriedale down there, and I have lots of fluff I can blend this with, but I'm thinking the white would peppermint stripe it would just be beautiful. But I'm really, really excited to do the whole process of cleaning it. I don't have the paddles, so I'm going to use my carder to clean it. So I'm going to use the carder to comb it on the carder. I know that's not the way it's supposed to be done, but that's all I have. I don't have the carders. And I'm not going to buy the carders just for one project. I think it will be fine. It's going to take me a long time, but there is a lot here. There's a lot here. Look at that. And then it fluffs up and gets even bigger. So I know I'm going to get at least, if everything works out, I'm going to more than get my money back for how much I paid for that. Because like I said, this was $65. And if I can make anything like this thing right here, I will be happy. I will be more than happy. And when I went up to the, I told this in, I think, Monday's video. I went up, yeah, see, there's dust and dirt coming off of that. It needs to be soaked and washed. And buffalo is really soft, and this is, it feels dirty. And when I just did that, it like sprinkled dirt down. So it needs to be thoroughly washed and then combed out. And then we're probably going to make some roll eggs, and then I'm going to attempt to spin it. I'm going to film all of that. It was pricey. And when I went up to the cash register and I was talking, because I know her, I know the lady that owns the store. I have talked with her. She knows that I do videos on her store. She knows when I'm coming in. I usually give her a warning that I'm coming in. And when I messaged her on Instagram, I saw that buffalo. I immediately was like, what are your hours tomorrow? I'm going to be in town. I'm coming. And she told me the hours, and then she instant messaged me, and she's like, we moved into a new location. And I was like, I really want that buffalo. And she's okay. And she's all, it does need to be cleaned up. I was like, I don't care. Like, I'm coming to get the buffalo. And I got there as soon as, well, I got there as soon as I could, because I still had to take, if you know the story, I had to take Andy to the shelter. He got adopted. It was fantastic. Like, everything worked out for him. Hopefully he's in a really good home. And when I went into her store, there were people everywhere. Every time I've gone to her store, there's maybe 5 people, but there was a lot of people in her store. And I was like, first of all, I was so proud of her, because it's her first anniversary last week, and like, her store was packed, and she's come a long way. She has come a long way, and she's a really sweet person, and her mom is there a lot, and just, she's really nice. Okay, I want to say her name is Erin without double checking. I believe her name is Erin. I could be wrong. I haven't like used her name in months, so I don't remember, but I think that's her name. What is it? It's Erin. I hope I'm right. I could check in the emails, because I know it is in my email, but like, I just want to make this video because I'm super excited about what I was able to get. So I go into her store, which I've never been. She was in a temporary place across the parking lot. Now they put her in the bigger building, and she's right when you first walk in. You like walk right into her store. And the building that she's in is a co-op type situation. So there's a lot of stores in there like her. There's a Snapology store in there. There's, I want to say, a pottery company is in there. So it's a lot of artsy type creative people that are in the building with her. And I haven't been to her store since she moved into the bigger location, and she just has everything well laid out and like separated off, and I really, really like her store. I like her store the way it's laid out. I like that it's mostly neat and organized. It's not over cluttered. I've been to a lot of creative reuse stores, and it's like all over the place. I also really like that she is in the mountain region, because a lot of people tend to be nicer out there, because there's like a lot of farmers and stuff out there. So the people are just nicer out there than, say, the horrific experience I had at the Baltimore reuse store. So I go in and I did a quick lap looking for the bag of buffalo. I couldn't find any of the roving that she just got donated that she posted about. I was like, did somebody get it already? I also didn't see the spinning wheel. And I'm like, that she also posted about. And see, I don't remember if I told you that in Monday's video or today's video. She has a spinning wheel, an Ashford. It's double treadle. So I was looking for these specific things, and I did a whole lap, and I'm like, I don't see them. And I looked at Mr. Sim, I was like, I don't see them. Do you see them? He's all, no, I didn't see anything. And so he separated off, little man separated off. And I see these two older women standing and digging through a basket on the floor. And I'm like, what are they digging for? Like, it's got to be something good because, you know, they're way down on the floor digging. And I'm sorry, when you get to a certain age, you don't want to be digging on something on the floor. You just don't. And I'm at that age. I don't want to be digging through stuff on the floor. My bag cannot deal with it. And so I walk over there and I looked. I'm like, they're digging through the basket roving. And they went in the bags. And this, I don't know what these fibers are. I got 2 of these bags. She had a bunch of these. And you can go in and just grab some off and pay for an ounce of this, an ounce of that, an ounce of that. They, I believe, were doing felting. So they didn't need very much anything. They picked a little bit, a little bit, a little bit. They had little tiny balls that they bought. It was $1.50 an ounce, I think, for the wools and the silks. I think this one is wool. This one is either a higher quality wool or something, because this one is way softer, and this one's already broken into roving, whereas this one needs to be, they all need to be washed. They smell. They've been hanging around somewhere open to dust. They all smell bad. They smell very dusty. They're all going to get washed before they get used because, ugh, yucky. I will show you more. I will pull everything out. So I go over it, and I'm like, I'm looking, and they're digging through the bags, and one of the older ladies, she looks over at me. She goes, are you looking for the roving? I was like, yeah. She's like, oh, like, come on. Like, she's inviting me over to join them, which was fantastic. Because, like I said, I've experienced people where they're just guarding the area they're in those stores. That's not at all what I experienced. And she grabs the bag of buffalo. She's like, oh, here's the buffalo. And she sets it by my feet. And I looked, and I was like, that's exactly what I was looking for. Thank you. And I picked it up. And I was not putting it back down. I know how much buffalo costs. Buffalo can go from $10 to $30 an ounce. Like, it's expensive. Buffalo's ridiculous. Buffalo's one of the most expensive fibers. $65 for this little tiny thing. Okay. So, I knew it was going to be expensive. And I had no idea how much it was there. I didn't know how much expensive it actually was going to be. But I knew what I was buying. I knew it was going to be worth the money. So I immediately, and I looked at her. I said, that's exactly what I was looking for. And she said, well, I was saving it for you. I was like, thank you so much. Super sweet ladies, right? And they're digging through the bags, and they're like, a little bit of this, a little bit of that, a little bit of this. And the other older ladies, she's looking at her. She's all, do you have to buy the whole bag? She's all, no, it's per ounce. You just take a little bit out. Which I didn't know the first Fiber Festival I went to. I thought you had to buy the whole thing. I didn't know you could break it off. They don't care. You could literally buy this much. They don't care. And I'm really bad at looking at something and going, oh, this is 5 ounces. Especially when it's $10, $15 an ounce for some stuff, you know. I'm really bad with the price. Ooh, why was that so much money? You know, that's what I did with the buffalo. Don't care, no regrets. So I grabbed that, and I grabbed these 2 bags that I'm about to show you. And then I go over and I find my husband, I find my son, and Lucas finds this little box. And I don't know if you've ever heard of a Wacom tablet. I have heard of it way, way too many times because my son has a Wacom pen that he found at a thrift store, but he didn't have the tablet to go with it. And then he lost the pen, which he was devastated about. Now, from what I understand, because I'm simpleton when it comes to some of the technology stuff he talks about, it's a tablet in the fact that it plugs into the computer and you draw on the tablet and that shows up on the screen. So you can do like CAD stuff and like drawing and drafting, and you can also play video games with it. And one of the video games little man loves to play, you can play with the keyboard, but it's meant to play with the Wacom tablet and the pen. And he's so excited, and it was $25, but it was brand new in the box. Everything was in there. He was ecstatic. And I looked and I was like, make sure everything is in there. He's all, it's like brand new, Mom. It's still in the plastic. I was like, go show Daddy. If Daddy thinks it's okay, because my husband is a computer genius as well. If Daddy thinks it's okay, we'll buy it. He's all, okay. He's so excited. Like, he is a tech nerd. Just everything in his life revolves around technology. He makes his own little podcast that is actually on Spotify. And he records the coolest videos. Like, he's really talented. And he does podcasts. Now, podcast is just him talking. He does podcasts of him giving you the history of Windows and Windows phones and technology, like classic vintage technology from way before even I was married to his dad. He does videos on classic technology. He is talented. He does use AI to help him write a script, but his videos are way more well put together than mine are. He just sounds professional, and he's 10 years old. Okay, I'm just going to say that. When he's older, I will absolutely give him shout outs and tell you to go check him out because he would love that. But right now, I'm just like, you can upload them once I've heard them, and we're going to do it kind of anonymously. So, alright, with that, I'm going to move that over there so nothing spills into it. Let me show you exactly what I bought. I don't know how much. I have the receipt. Let me pull it up. Because she weighed the fiber together. And then the buffalo was separate because the buffalo was way a different price. Let's see if I can find my receipt. That's not it. Where is it? My receipt. My receipt. Alright. So his tablet was $25. These two bags were 13 ounces at $1.50 each, so it was $20 for this. And then buffalo was $183, and I know, don't gasp too much. No, when I say this was free, it was free because, and I think I already told the story, I don't remember what I said in this video, in Monday's video. I have a credit card that I use for emergencies only. We had an emergency situation. I had to use the credit card. And if I used so much money on my credit card within a certain date, they gave me a bonus 30,000 points on my rewards credit card. Immediately turned around and I paid it off. And I earned $300 in gift cards. Okay. $250 I just got a cash gift card, which was in my wallet. I spent $240 on this. So because I had to use the credit card anyway, all of this by girl math was essentially free. Could I have used the credit card for Christmas or other things? Yes. But I had a really bad week, and I really, really love buffalo / bison. Like, I am going to use the heck out of that. I'm going to make 2 videos, this video and another video where we actually do things with the buffalo. And I actually might do that this week. And it might be a whole learning experience for little man for homeschool. Because I think that would be a really cool lesson for him. Worth every penny. Provided it's not too dry rotted. Because there's bits of it that feel dry rotted. Alright. Now this bag. I don't know what this is. This feels like wool. It smells really, really dusty. I think I already told you that. The colors are beautiful. So this is shades of purple. And if I could find that, and it does draft. And if you don't know anything about spinning, drafting is when, and I'm probably going to put this on the board. Here we go. It does draft. I'm probably going to put this on, first of all, I'm going to wash it. And then I'm probably going to put it on my carder and blend it. I'm probably going to blend it, but I got to wash it. It feels greasy, which could be from the lanolin if this is wool, which I believe this. It feels like wool. It looks like wool. It spins and drafts. It stinks. Okay, so this is gonna make wonderful yarn once it gets washed and taken care of. And I'm gonna unball the heck out of this thing, and I'm just gonna air it out and get all that stank off there, because I think this has been in someone's house for a while. And as you can see, there's a whole lot of yarn here. This is gonna make a lot of yarn, and there is absolutely dirt coming off of it, so it is dirty. It needs to be cleaned and aired out and all that good stuff. But it's still in pretty good condition. It's not dry rot. It's just dirty. So who knows whose house this was in, but she said the buffalo actually came up from, I think North Carolina. The lady drove from North Carolina to donate. And then this one is really beautiful. There's blues and purples in this, where this is more of like a purple and mauve. And this one feels softer than that one. It still feels a little bit oily. Let's see. That is not the full end. There we go. Once again, it stinks. It needs to be cleaned and aired out and shaken out. But it drafts. It spins just fine. I was actually watching the old lady. They're not old. The older ladies. They're probably old enough to be my mom or my aunt. Spins beautifully. So, they're just smelly. They're really smelly. So those are the first two. And then this one is significantly softer than that one. Still. And this one doesn't smell as bad as those two. Has some dirty bits in it. This is really, so this is like a higher quality wool. That's dirt. It's not a bug. Trust me, I check for bugs before I buy anything. This actually drafts way easier than that one. This feels like this is probably superwash. That just feels like it's just wool. See how easy that one spun up? And this one drafts really easy. So this one just might need to be shaken and aired out, because this smells a little bit, but it's not near as bad as that. And this looks like this was probably hand dyed by somebody. It's got beautiful blues and purples and gray. So it's going to be a chore for me to, and actually doing all this is kind of backbreaking work. But especially with my back acting up, it's still going to be fun to play with and work with. And I might blend these together just to soften that one up a little bit. Alright, now we're going to get a more in-depth look at the buffalo. There's a lot here. It is a big, it's like a laundry bag full. And like I said, she weighed it, it's almost a pound. And there are parts that are beautiful, and there's parts that are yucky. And I did look through all of this. It's got dirt in it. It's just dirty. And it's a little tiny bit dry rot. Just parts of it. But I still think it's going to work up beautifully. See how the dirty bits? It just seems like it was stored in a bin. All of these together were stored in a bin, in my imagination, uncovered. So like, just dirt, dust fell into it in somebody's garage, basement, I don't know. But I'm going to walk you through the whole process of us trying to make something beautiful out of this. See, because that's a leaf. And it could just be that they sheared it off the buffalo and stored it. I don't know. Go. I'm so happy about my fluff. It smells, it stinks, it's dirty, but it's going to be something beautiful. and I'm gonna work it. And even if it's because some of the fibers are real short, like this is real short fibers, I'm still going to use that. So if it's left over to where I can't spin the shorter fibers, I'm going to mix that with another fiber and have a buffalo blend wool, because I'm going to use every bit of this fluff that I can, because A, it was really ridiculously expensive, and B, like I don't know if I'm ever going to get another chance to get buffalo again. And also C, if you guys remember when I was going to the sheep and wool festivals, one of the things I was talking about, and a lot of you like told me that was silly, like that's a lot of work, why would you want to do that? I would love to just have the whole process start to finish, from having the sheep, like skirting it so it comes straight off the sheep and then cutting off the outside. I would love to do the whole process from sheep to wool, the whole process. And it's backbreaking work, and it takes days and days, and it's not money valuable, like it's not the price that you pay for that wool once it's yarn does not compare to the backbreaking work that you had to create it, you know. And so a lot of people think I'm crazy for wanting to do that, but it is so fascinating to me to take something so raw, fresh off of an animal, and turn it into a project. And I know this is not wool, but that's just an example. To take it from animal and turn it into something that is a usable fabric, to me that is crazy. It is so amazing that someone was like, hey, I'm going to turn that into fabric. The whole thing is crazy. Like, just think about it. Just think about your mind. Like, somebody took a plant, cotton, liquid, and they're like, I'm going to turn that into fabric. Somebody took an animal hide, and they didn't just cut the hide off and turn it into a blanket. They actually process it, they clean it, they spin it, they dye it, they knit it or crochet it up into a fiber, they weave it into a fiber. It is long and arduous, and it is such a cool thing just to have your hands on the history of that. That was my own hair, thank goodness, because I don't want that buffalo in my mouth. It's really dirty. That is the quote of the day. I don't want that buffalo in my mouth. It's dirty. And with that, I'm going to let you guys go, and I will see you in the next one. Bye, guys.